Hi, this is Tessie from Perfect Start Learning. Today we're going to be talking about dramatic play and how effective it can be when used to advance the curriculum for the month. For this month, the month of April, Mother Goose Time sent as the curriculum of birds and eggs. We are learning about the different parts of birds, how they hatch, when they hatch, where they live, and all those different types of things. And the most important thing that we went over the very first day was the introduction of where eggs are laid, and that was in the nest. So because of this, I decided to set up a time for the children during free play for them to build their own nests. And the reason I did that was because with birds and eggs, because you're not able to actually see the nest and where they live sometimes, depending on where you live. Like, we live in the desert, so there's not going to be a lot of practical knowledge or for us to be able to go out and see the eggs out in nature. So I wanted to make sure that they completely understood what birds go through when they're trying to build a new home for their babies. So what I did was I gave them a shaker egg. Mother Goose Time did send eggs within the curriculum, and they were pretty awesome, but we used them for our Easter stuff. So because they were used for Easter, I didn't want to take away from what they were. I didn't want to take that away from them, so I decided to use the shaker eggs that I bought for music that we used during circle time. So every child got an egg, and then every child was able to use an egg and build their own nest, or they could work together and build a nest with their friends. Now, big part of dramatic play is the fact that dramatic play gives children the time and to process what they've learned. So if we talked about nests and we talked about where birds laid their eggs and how they built their nests and the materials they used to build their nests, they're going to need time to process that information so that they can talk to their parents at home. And because you want the parents to be involved, you need to make sure that the child understands the information that you've given to them so that they can give it to their parents. They will not always give the parents the correct information from just one day of learning something. Some of them decided that elephants came from eggs or giraffes. I did notice that April the giraffe had her baby on a weekend, so that was a good learning experience to tell them that giraffes do not come from eggs. So because of that, we used the blocks in the classroom. I did not feel comfortable getting twigs and stuff, but again, we live in the desert, so I am so not about having ants and stuff in my classroom. If you want to have ants in the nest, that would actually probably be more lifelike, but I cannot. It is really hard to get rid of them in California. And also, dramatic play helps them with communication. If they decide not to build a nest on their own, then they may decide that they're going to build a nest with their friends. So this means that they have to learn how to work together with their friends, and they have to learn how to listen at the same time. When they're this age, they're not always going to want to listen, and it's going to be very hard for them to take criticism from their families. So a lot of this is probably stuff that you already know and stuff that you can do. It was an idea. It wasn't something that was directly said for us to do. It was an investigation station for Mother Goose Time. It was set up. And Mother Goose Time does have a lot of investigation centers for your children. They said for them, they wanted you to set out blocks, which is what I did, nature items, scrap paper, and then other materials. And you could encourage teamwork. I feel like it's a better idea just to tell them to build the nest and then let them figure out if they want to work with their friend or if they want to work alone. Some children do work by themselves better, and you don't want them You don't want to try and push them into a situation that's going to create more conflict. You're already going to have a lot of noise, and the children are already going to be playing pretty loudly during this time, and you don't want it to be escalated because there are children fighting because they didn't want to share the blocks that they were using to build the nest that they wanted. You will have times when someone's going to build a building instead of a nest. That's actually a good transition to talk about the differences in houses that people have. So that was it for this week. I wanted to just talk about how I incorporated dramatic play into my classroom and how we did it and why. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.